So, with the transfer window and the summer targets basically on fire right now at Barcelona, there is a lot of talk of potential signings. But listen, one of the areas that has been getting a lot of the attention has been in the center forward position. We've heard some rumors, we've heard the team, the players that the club wants. We've seen what some of the fans have to say. But listen, we're going to talk about the attacking options and the potential players that could potentially bring in, specifically two players that have been in the mouths of a lot of Barca fans and Barcelona Football Club. But we're going to get into all of that. And join me today, ladies and gentlemen, on this episode of the Barca Talk is man like Jonas, Barca React. Big up to you, Jonas. How you doing?
Hey, listen, man, I'm doing great, right? The international break, as we all know, is pretty dead. But with Barcelona, I know we're talking about strikers, but the news has been decent. Grimaldo links, right? Bastoni links, Alvarez, some Osimhen, right? A lot of things are happening with Barcelona, and hopefully this summer we have a big summer, Omar, right? Hopefully Deco gets to work. Hopefully Deco gets cooking, and we hit that 1-2 and 1. We have the team that we want going into next season. But as always, bro, I'm happy to be here, and we're gonna cook, guys. We're gonna cook.
100%, 100%. But listen, let's get straight into it, right? Obviously, we know the players that are basically being linked, right? We know that basically the club, when it comes to Barca, as far as the striker is concerned, we are looking at one target specifically, right? The main target that basically the club have been looking at is this man right here, Julian Alvarez. Now, it's no doubt that Barcelona have been keeping their eye on him for a while. I mean, I would say ever since he has arrived in this league, we as Barca fans and Barcelona Football Club have definitely been getting this man's attention. And it's very, very interesting when you really think about, like, the potential of bringing this guy in, right? There's a lot of, pros and cons when it comes to this guy. There's other players that we're going to get into, but let's talk about basically the main target of the club, which is Julian Alvarez now, right? Julian Alvarez is not going to be cheap, right? He joined Atletico Madrid 2 seasons ago, right? He's been pretty good. He had a great first season. This season, he's been very, very, up and down-ish, right? I think he's not really been at his best this season. And they spent a lot of money on him. I think they spent him for about 80, 90 million to bring him in. So he's going to cost a lot of money to leave the club. And, with all of the news and rumors that's been coming out, basically, with Barcelona kind of making their statement clear as far as, them wanted Alvarez is concerned. You can see from Barca Universal here, they basically mentioned it. They said Atletico Madrid will not make it easy for you and Alvarez to transfer to Barcelona. They don't want to sell one of their most important players to a direct rival in La Liga. And if a sale happens, then they prefer it to be outside of Spain. Now, this is very, very interesting, right? Before I let you have your say, the interesting thing is, there's history between Barcelona and Atletico Madrid when it comes to buying players, right? They've never made it easy, and we've spent a lot of money on some of their players who, let's be honest, a lot of them didn't work out. And it's very smart for Atletico Madrid. It's very smart, right? At the end of the day, you don't want to sell one of your players' assets to a rival to make them better, right? So it makes sense. But for you, do you think that this deal specifically makes sense? Because, like I mentioned, there is a lot of, history between Barcelona and Atletico Madrid. We don't have a good record of
Yeah,
signing
I'm not.
players over
Yeah,
there.
yeah, Omar. Listen, you are right, and I'll speak about Alvarez right now. But you're right, bro. I really was thinking about it as you were speaking. Barcelona players that have came in from Atletico Madrid, Arda Turan, right? Antoine Griezmann. Both of those guys didn't live up to the potential, and they were amazing players at Atletico Madrid. Julian
Mhm.
Alvarez, is he going to be like that if he comes? Julian Alvarez is an amazing player, right? And I see the concerns why a lot of Barcelona fans are saying, hey, he's a great player, but he doesn't fit. He's not a week in, week out number 9 like a Haaland, like a Osimhen, like a Harry Kane, like even a Luis Suarez. He's not that. He's more of a second striker. He plays in the pockets like a 10. He can make direct runs like a 9, but I understand the how do I say it? Like the cons of Julian Alvarez. But I have to be honest, bro, right? Because I'm the same guy who was saying that for like a couple weeks or months now. But Omar, I feel like Julian Alvarez, I feel like a bit we're overthinking a bit. Hear me out, okay? He is still a really good player. No
Mhm.
matter what, he's an improvement. with what we got. He's better than Ferran, right? He's better than Lewandowski, right?
Right.
And the striker market, the only reason why that I'm still hearing Julian Alvarez out, even though he's not the perfect fit, I understand. He's not a guaranteed 40 goals, right? He's, if he goes to Barca, he's probably going to get like 32 goals a season, right? But the thing is, bro, the striker market is dead. Bro, Harry Kane, I know he has a release clause, but does he want to leave Bayern Munich? We don't know. Hey, if I was Harry Kane, Barca bias aside, why would I? Company's cooking up. Bayern Munich are like probably the best team in Europe. Why would he leave? Elise's amazing. Luis Diaz, they have one of the best attacks in Europe, right? In the world. So I don't think we're going to get Kane. And then, so my thing is that Alvarez, he's the second best guy, I think, because I don't think Erling Haaland is realistic, right? So my problem is this, Omar. I understand there are negative sides to Julian Alvarez thing. And I think, honestly, bro, aside the tactics and all that, bro, the money's going to be crazy, bro. I believe
that's important.
Yeah, I believe the reports, bro. I generally think Atletico Madrid are going to make it hard. I remember the Antoine Griezmann, they made us pay his release clause of like 120 million euros, right? I think it would cost a similar fee. And that this is where I think Barcelona might get, how do I say it, like priced out of this deal. They like whether we like it or not. So I have my questions, but I feel like a lot of Barca fans are forgetting that Julian Alvarez would still be an improvement, and he's still that guy. He can bang in free kicks. He can run in behind. He can still have that, that link-up play that we do a lot. Can Osimhen? Can all these other strikers do? So listen, Omar, I'm still for Julian Alvarez, but I want him for the right price. That's like my stance on it, bro.
I mean, that's definitely interesting to mention, right? For me, when you look at like when you look at his age, he's at a very, very good age. I mean, if you take a look at this right here, right? There's no doubt, right? He's at the right age, right? For as far as what Barcelona are looking for. Technically, right? He does fit what we want, right? I mean, he's 26 years old right now, right? So he's, at a very, very good age. This season, you've seen 29 appearances, 8 goals, which I'm gonna be very honest, it's not a lot, right? For the money that Atletico Madrid could potentially be asking for, right? Because they're gonna ask, like you mentioned, for a lot of money for this dude, right? They're gonna ask for a crazy amount of money. So I think that, when you look at like what he brings a lot, right? I mean, he just arrived, he's way to 2030. So Atletico Madrid are in no rush to basically sell Alvarez, man. They've got this dude tied up for a very, very, very long time. And there's a lot, like, obviously, transfer market saying 90 million, right? And let's be honest, that is being flattering. Like, that is that has been extremely flattering. That has been extremely flattering to Barcelona, all right? Atletico Madrid are not going to sell him for this much.
Omar, they're not going to sell.
Absolutely milk it. And
no, I was going to say, they're not going to sell Julian Alvarez for 90 million. They bought him for around 90 million. They're going to at least want to make, at worst case, 25 million in profits. Bro, the cheapest this deal is going to be is like 115. I know Laporta and the rumors and all that, they're saying, oh, we're like the max for Barca they're going to spend on the striker is 100 million. How are you going to get Julian Alvarez? See, this is my thing. Just the price alone, Omar, I don't know if it's going to happen. The reason why I know this is not the topic of today, right? Bastoni, I think it could happen because the rumors is that even if it reaches 75 million, Barca should pay that money. This is, I generally think Barca might get priced out of this deal anyway. And Omar, I'm going to just throw just this little piece. I think it's a prediction. I think Julian Alvarez, if he leaves Atletico, I think he goes to PSG because Enrique likes that type of striker. And Ousmane Dembele has been picking up injuries, and they have also been linked with him a bit. I remember like a month ago. So if let's just say we're in a bidding war with them, you know what I'm saying? You might as well wave the white flag, bro. So there's a lot of steps that's got to happen for Julian Alvarez to even come here. But listen, man, I'm still unsure about him still, man.
Yeah, I mean, listen, there's definitely a lot of I'm gonna be very honest. There is definitely a lot to think when it comes to like the potential of this deal happening, right? Because like you mentioned, it's not gonna be easy. It's not gonna be easy at all, and we're gonna have to really, really, really work to get this deal done, right? And we'll definitely see what happens. So another option, Jonas, is Victor Osimhen now, there's a lot of fans. This is not something I would say the club have been really been talking about, but there has been rumors, 100%. We've definitely heard some rumors of the potential of bringing Osimhen in, right? They're saying that it could be a potential plan B for Barcelona, right? An alternative, and that's basically what a lot of these news outlets are saying. They're saying that Osimhen is a plan B option right now. I'm gonna be very honest. I think that as far as plan B is concerned, this is one of the best plan Bs I've ever heard. Because listen, obviously, just like the Alvarez thing, Galatasaray spend a lot of money on Osimhen. They spend quite a lot, right? They spend, I think, around what, 80 million, like something like that, which is crazy for a Turkish team, right? To spend that amount of money is actually insane, right? But when you look at a player like Osimhen, he's a young player. He's got so much potential, right? And he's a league winner, right? He's done it in like a top league, right? In the Serie A, he won the Golden Boot over there, right? With Napoli. He was amazing, had an amazing partnership. And like I mentioned, he's at a good age. He's at a very good age where he can give so much more for for a club like Barcelona. And I think that when you look at it, it's much easier for us to spend money on a player who is outside of the league, like for a player of that talent who is playing in a league in a team like Galatasaray. Like, let's be real, I think that he would jump at the move. And the question is, how much would we spend? Because I don't think we would spend that much on him. I think if we're really going to buy him realistically, we might buy him for maybe the same amount that Galatasaray, because Galatasaray bought him for. Because I think they're not going to want to make a loss, right? Especially for a player who's in the prime years of his career. But what do you think about Osimhen as a potential plan B?
Yeah, so I mean, Osimhen, you're right. The rumors, they've not been too strong. Like, there has been some rumors, but it's more so like the fans, they really want Osimhen. And listen, bro, it's also mixed with Alvarez. Like, Omar, to be honest, bro, I'm being totally honest, right? I'm not planting like my flag on Alvarez or Osimhen like wholeheartedly, like 100%. I'm not really sure still. Like, I'm gonna watch Atletico. I'm thinking of watching Galatasaray to see Osimhen what he's really about, like on a week to week 90-minute basis, right? The way
Right.
that we criticize our own players at Barcelona. Because listen, man, you're right about Alvarez, right? Is he really that good? I have the same questions though with Osimhen. Omar,
Mm.
I agree. Osimhen is a better fit naturally. The way that Flick plays, Osimhen is a better fit. The way that Lewandowski doesn't really link up. Lewandowski's job is to let everybody cook, and he scores the goal when he gets provided the service, right?
Right.
Osimhen could do the same. He's more athletic than Lewa, right? He has the legs, right? At this point, I mean, I feel like the finishing level is probably similar also. But the thing with Osimhen, right, is that I'm just unsure still, bro. I don't know if he is good enough for Barcelona. And I'm not trying to like rip into Osimhen. I don't hate the guy. I think he's a good striker. I generally do think he's like a B tier good striker, right? But
Mm.
is he like Barca level, man? Like, look at our history, bro. I always say it. Rivaldo. Can he be Rivaldo? I don't know. Can he be R9? Probably not, right? Can he be Luis Suarez? Probably not. Maybe he could score the same
I
goals
mean,
as them around. Can he score 40 goals a season?
I
Maybe he could
mean,
do
I mean,
that.
I think he can. I think he's more likely to do it than a player like Alvarez.
Yeah, so that's the case for Osimhen, though. Like, the
But that's the
positive
thing with
about
Osimhen. I think Osimhen, that's the difference with Osimhen. Osimhen is a finisher. Osimhen has shown in his career that this dude, he's a deadly goal scorer. I think the biggest problem with Osimhen is himself. It's not even his talent. I don't think his talent is not in question. The reason why a lot of clubs do not touch Osimhen, it's because of his high, ridiculous demands that he makes. That's really it. That's the only thing that is holding him back. You understand what I mean, right?
I agree,
Him and his-
Omar. He
yeah,
would have been at Chelsea right now if he didn't, if his wage demands was not insane. Because Chelsea were trying to get him, right? I know Chelsea, they have the structured wages, but Osimhen, the reason why Chelsea just pulled out is because it was too extreme of a difference, right?
Mm.
Osimhen wanted, I think, I think he wanted like 250K, or he wanted some mad amount, and
no,
Chelsea,
he
they
wanted
didn't.
around three to 400K. Like I think
Yeah,
that's what
and that's the
Galatasaray
thing.
are paying him.
And I have a question though to Barcelona, right? We're getting off this Lewandowski wages most likely, right? If we get a new striker, right? I know
Mm.
Lewandowski's been offered a new contract, but let's say Lewandowski leaves hypothetically. Lewandowski's on something mad. He's like on 600K a week, at least like five, something mad, Omar. He's our highest paid player. on the team, and I understand the reason why is because when he joined
Yeah,
us,
when he was joining as the best striker in the world.
yeah, we got him then, and then also his wages to start off were smaller, and then they growed over time. So I understand why Lewa's wages are very big now. But Omar, Lewa's wages, if we get them off the book, we can get 2 to 3 very good players. And I'm not talking about like bums, like you know what I'm saying. I'm not talking about like the bottom feeders of Barcelona. We can get guys like
Mm.
real guys who could step up, guys who could be relied on, but like Pedri, hopefully, right? Like maybe not Pedri, but you know what I mean. Some guys that are serious, like Cabarsi, right? And the thing is that, do you want to spend all those wages that you free up on Lewandowski, right? You want to spend 70% of that on Osimhen? I'm unsure.
That's why I don't think it's gonna happen. I don't think that's gonna happen. I think for a guy like Osimhen, this is where he's gonna show how ambitious he is as a footballer.
That's true.
Because here's the thing: if he's really ambitious of trying to create a legacy for himself, he would jump at the move to join Barca. Because, dude, you are gonna be joining a Barca team that is building a revolution right now. They're building a squad. They've got they attack with a top class manager. We have players like Yamal. We have players like Pedri. We have players like Rafinha. We are in the right trajectory to basically dominate Europe again, right? And you are basically chosen to be the replacement of one of the greatest strikers to ever play the game.
Yeah.
Right? You're being given the honor of wearing the number 9 at Barca, the number that Suarez wore, the number that probably one of your heroes growing up wore, Samuel Eto'o. Right? Like, dude, R9, all these guys, they wore that number 9. Do you know how many legends have worn that number 9? Patrick Kluivert. Like, you could cement yourself up there with those guys. That's legacy. So for me, I'm looking at the Osimhen thing, and I'm saying to Osimhen, here's where I feel like the whole of Europe is going to know how ambitious you are. Because I promise you, if he and his agent start demanding ridiculous demands and Barcelona saying no, that's it. No big club is going to come near Osimhen. Not
true.
one. Not one, bro. Because everyone's going to be like, well, he did this to Chelsea and Barcelona came in for him and he did the same thing. Dude, that's it. This guy, clearly he plays for the money, man. That's fine. Sometimes
Yeah,
players
I
play for the
mean,
money, man.
listen,
So African players.
hey Omar, football is a short career, but maybe he's not trying to write a legacy, and not everybody's different, right? Everybody's different. But my thing with Osimhen is that you're right, bro. Listen, and also Omar, let's be honest, bro. The way that Barcelona has been moving, especially with Laporta, right? We have been smarter with how we negotiate players. We get them for slightly cheaper because they want to come. Rafinha, we were in a bidding war with Chelsea, Arsenal at the time. Rafinha says, "Yo, stop it. I want to go to Barcelona," right? Koundé going to Chelsea. Xavi rings him. He comes to Barcelona. He says, "Yo, I want to go there," right? Like this is the thing. Is Osimhen gonna make the sacrifice of what it's gonna take? Right?
That's what he's gonna have to do. Because I'll tell you right now, I'm not sitting here saying Barcelona are going to make him. Don't get it twisted. I think Barca will give him quite an amount of money to join. Right? I think that they'll probably pay him. They'll probably offer him like a 200 to 250. I can see Barcelona offer. I don't think they're going to offer him more than that. I genuinely don't. I think if he comes to Barca, so here's what I think. Right? If he joins Barca and he's on like a 200 or 250K, and he comes to Barca and elevates the team, becomes one of the best strikers in the world, then Barcelona are going to offering him the real bag that he wants. Because at that point, now you've proven you were indispensable. The problem is that with Osimhen is his stats have gone down. The fact is, his attitude and the way he's been handling things in his career has really brought his stock down. This guy one time looked like he was going to be one of the best in-demand strikers in the world. And then all of a sudden, when Chelsea and all these clubs came in for him and he was doing the things he was doing, he ruined himself. You understand what I mean?
Omar, I'm not gonna lie, and I know this might be an L take. I understand the Osimhen. Listen, both of these guys, Osimhen will be easier to get than Alvarez on a financial aspect when it comes to the transfer fee. But the wages, I think Alvarez will be more considerate, more easy to deal with when it comes to the personal terms, right?
Yeah, it's a double-edged sword, isn't it?
Yeah, it's kind of weird. But I actually do want to say this, right? Because I do understand we need a striker. I've been saying it, right? I don't think Lewandowski has another year in him. I think, this year, I think his legs have gone. And I'm not even trying to hate on Lewa, but the guy's legitimately pushing 40. The guy is, apparently he might retire. He might go Saudi. He might go America. He's basically near the end. Ferran Torres, simply not good enough, right? We might sell him, right? But Omar, I'm gonna say this right now, bro. Like, what are you saying if because the club did it, they offered Lewandowski like a new contract for 1 year. Let's say Ferran stays, and let's say Barcelona say, yo, the striker that we want on the market is not here. Let's get a center back, let's get a full back, let's get a right back and a left back, right? Let's get a left winger. What if we address every single hole, right, on this team, but we don't get the striker? Would you be mad at, like, I just want to ask you, would you be mad if we did everything but the striker? Would you be mad at that?
Absolutely not. I would not be mad at all. Because at the end of the day, my attack, no matter how much I don't rate it, the attack attacks. The attack is the best. Like, I'm out to the midfield is the best area, but the attack has always been cooking. And I think even with Ferran Torres and even with Lewandowski, old man Lewandowski, and this terrible version of Ferran Torres, we will find a way to score goals. We always find a way to score. That's never been Barca's problem on the flick. It's never been to score goals. Yeah. So yes, if Deco decides to put all of his attention on the other positions and say, okay, let's fix the holes. What's the holes? The defense. Let's go and fix the defense and sort it out. Once we've sorted out the defense, then we are good. You understand what I mean, right? Then we are good, right? And the midfield maybe sort it out, maybe not. If he basically, honestly, if he spends the summer, gets me two or three center backs and 2 new fullbacks, and doesn't have enough money to go and spend on the striker and decides to renew Lewandowski, yeah, some Barca fans will be upset. But honestly, bro, can we really be honest? Our attack does the job. The defense is the problem. That is the problem. So yeah,
I agree. I agree that, listen, like, we do have holes on this team. Like, for example, our fullback, like, this is my problem. We talk about striker and center back so much. Our fullback depth needs help. You're like, bro, when Koundé and Balde are playing bad, and I know this is a strikers video, but my point of it is this, right? Of course, me, you, a lot of Barca fans, I will be upset if we don't get a striker, right? But if we do everything else and we wait on maybe the next emerging big thing, like in Europe, that comes through, you know what I'm saying? Like, who knows? Maybe Ekatike off his leg break goes crazy, right? And now they got a problem. They got to sell one of these guys because they're both so good, right? I don't know what's going to happen, but I think Barcelona, because I see a realistic, Omar, I'm going to be honest with you. I think Osimhen might hold out, and I think Atletico will price us out. So I don't know what Barca's going to do, man. It's tough for Deco. This is the thing with the strikers. Like, the more I look at it, Deco's got to pull a masterclass, and that's why I'm like, should we just focus on a left winger? We need this sorted, right? Rashford, is he the guy? Fullbacks, should we get Grimaldo? Center back, get Bastoni right now while he wants to leave, right? Get that backup goalkeeper because Chesney's not good enough, right? So my thing is that, yes, striker, absolute necessity. I agree. But I think we also, if we can't get it, don't wait, man. Last time, Omar, we criticized Deco for waiting too much on Nico Williams. He did 2 months. Nico didn't come. And then everybody was off the table. Everybody else, all the other holes off the table. We had a horrible transfer window. That's what I'm saying. If we can't get this sorted, no initiative from Osimhen. Atletico are playing hardball for like 5 weeks, 6 weeks. Leave it. That's my take on it.
100%. But listen, guys, let us know in the comment section below everything we've talked about. What do you guys think about the attacking options, guys? Who would you guys sign, guys? Who would you take between Osimhen and Alvarez? And if you have a third option, guys, put it in the comment section below. Let me know, guys. But listen, make sure you guys go and subscribe to Jonas Barca, guys. Link to the channel is on the title, so make sure you guys go and subscribe to him, guys. Big up to every single one of you guys. This has been the first episode of the BarcaTalk podcast. Big up to you guys. Peace. Take care. It's Barca.